Hey everyone, I've got another video. This time is going to be, well, we're finally going to be continuing the decks from DivineZ Set 2. This one actually featuring a promo from DivineZ Set 1. This is still Baron Dragon SPINOMARQUIS. Again, he was a promo from Set 1, one of the promos you could get in Set 1. He's kind of doesn't really have any support of his own, but he uses many of the other various Dino Dragons that are in Dragon Empire. So this is kind of the deck that I've managed to put together of all the usable Dino Dragons with him. And I hope you enjoyed it. The reason why I saved it for this video is because this kind of gives, Set 2 kind of gives you a very good generic Dragon Empire ride line to use with this guy. We've got the starter. This is Vergilla. It's just like any other Overdress series starter. If you go second, you draw a card. This is Rising Star Vergilla. During your turn, this unit gets an extra 2,000 power for each of your rear guards. That probably won't matter, but it might come up. And the effect that you will really use is when you would ride from the ride deck, you can ride with Soul Blast 1 instead of discarding a card from hand. So that way you can skip having to discard something. Next up, we've got the Grade 2, Shooting Star Vergilla. The first effect we won't ever use, as you need the Grade 3 Vergilla in the ride deck for it, so we won't bother going over that. But the second effect is, when this unit is rode upon by anything, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to one Grade 2 card from among them, and put it into your hand, and then you shuffle. However, if this was rode upon by the Grade 3 Vergilla, you can search the whole deck instead of just the top 7. Which is very nice. Of course, the main boss of the deck is Steel Baron Dragon SPINOMARQUIS. His effects are, when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 Dino Dragons from among them and call them to rearguard circles, and then shuffle the deck. And then its other effect is, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1 and retire a Dino Dragon rearguard. You draw a card, and then this unit gets an extra 10,000 power until the end of that battle. Choose up to 1 Dino Dragon from your hand, you call it, and then you retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as the called unit. So that lets you multi-attack, it lets you retire a whole column of your opponent's stuff. That's really cool, and it's a very good reference to the old Tachikaze playstyle from the original series, which this guy is obviously based on. Of course, we've got 3 more copies of SPINOMARQUIS in the main deck. That's kind of obvious. We have 1 Gradius Gradle. It pretty much acts as a 4th copy of your main Vanguard in the main deck. You play it when you have a Grade 3 with the Persona Ride icon and you did not ride that turn. You activate the Persona Ride effects. Next up, we've got Penetrate Dragon Tribash. This is, of course, one of the Dino Dragons. Its effect is, when your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, you put this unit into your soul, and then you choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets a critical +1 until the end of that battle. Yes, on the field it is basically generic, but if you meet the conditions, you can give SPINOMARQUIS an extra critical when attacking, which is pretty nice. We got another one, Excavation Dragon Dignil. It's this guy. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, you put this unit into soul, choose up to one of your rear guards, and it gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. It fuels your soul and gives one of your other units an extra 5,000 power. Very simple, and it is, of course, a Dino Dragon. Onto the grade 2s, we have Crushing Dragon Spino Assaulter. This effect is once per turn when your opponent's rearguard is retired due to the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard, this unit gets an extra 10,000 power for the turn. Very simple. This whole deck is honestly pretty simple to pick up and pretty easy to use. And honestly pretty cheap. It's a fairly budget option for a deck. It's just a matter of getting SPINOMARQUIS and one of the other grade 1 cards that will be coming up. That's kind of a pain. Time for the final of the grade 2s. This is Blast Artillery Dragon Brachiosaurus. We've probably seen Brachiosaurus in many of the Dragon Empire decks. He's a very good draw engine all on his own. When this unit's attack hits, you retire this unit, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and retire it. A very simple effect and a very good generic for Dragon Empire. Onto the grade 1s. This guy was the kind of the pain in the butt to get. This is a cute dragon, Euroraphis. He's kind of a raptor. When this unit attacks or boosts, you Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of turn for each of your other grade 1 or less rear guards. So it's kind of like he's attacking in a pack of other raptors. Pretty cool. Winged Dragon Pusaptera. This is obviously a pterodactyl. His effect is when this unit boosts, you Soul Blast 1. Choose a unit boosted by this unit, and it gets the effect Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. It gives whatever is in front of it pretty much a on-hit pressure. You can usually put this behind the SPINOMARQUIS or Brachiosaurus if you want to give extra on-hit pressure, since his own on-hit effect and this on-hit effect would pile up. And again, on-hit effects only activate if it hits a target. This other card is Strong Sharp Dragon Greyzovot. He's kind of like a Stegosaurus, maybe? Yeah, I think he looks like a Stegosaurus. He has a back row rearguard effect. Once per turn, when your opponent's rearguard is retired during your turn, you stand this unit, and it gets an extra 2,000 power. Now that ties in with SPINOMARQUIS effect. You retire something that would probably be in front of this guy. You play the new card. You retire all the stuff in that column. You retire your opponent's stuff in that column, and then he will restand, giving you a booster for your new unit. Very cool. Of course, 4 PGs for Dragon Empire, and Elementaria Sanctitude if you have it, which I do. They're just in other decks. 4 criticals. They can either be the effect or non-effect ones. Doesn't really matter. 3 more criticals. Again, it can be the effect one or the non-effect one. Doesn't matter. 4 heals. Again, it can be the effect one if you want. However, I much prefer the regular heals. That's just me. It's all up to personal preference, really. 4 draws, since you are going to be retiring your stuff and you want your Dino Dragon pieces. Of course, the effect draws. Those are kind of a must, as regular draws are pretty bad. Thankfully, these things are dropping. The effect triggers are dropping in price as they've been reprinted to death at this point. And of course, finally, the Dragon Empire Overtrigger, which gives you an additional Vanguard attack. And that is it for Steel Baron Dragon SPINOMARQUIS. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, should hopefully get another set 2 video out tomorrow. Goodbye.